Hi, you're watching Business Today. I am Sakshi Batra, and here I am to talk about how the stock markets are trading right at the opening levels. Well, it's a sea of red all across, and that's clearly because of the escalation of the Ukraine Russia crisis. We are seeing some real crisis emerge now. The latest reports actually suggest that there are reports of some explosions already in Kramatorsk area and reports of Russian airstrikes in Kramatorsk as well. Several large explosions reported in Odisha on the coast, explosions in Kyiv that have been caught live on CNN. This is all across the media reports that I'm referring to, nothing that Business Today has confirmed on its own. Explosions in Kharkiv too have been reported. Now, these kind of reports on the Ukraine Russia crisis do suggest that the war is underway already. Yesterday, overnight, in fact, we've been seeing statements coming in from Vladimir Putin talking about clashes between both the nations as imminent. We also warned of serious consequences to all those nations really trying to stall the actions of Russian government against Ukraine at this point in time, and these war-like tensions escalated and created jitters across the globe. U.S. markets slipped almost 3%. Asian markets opened sharply lower as well. The SGX Nifty indicated a sharply lower start as well, and we have seen a gap down opening. Nifty slipped below 16,600 at the opening tick. Amid these rising geopolitical tensions, the Sensex was down about 1,400 points and down 2.5%. At 55,800 or thereabouts, the Nifty was down 400 points as well at around 16,655 right now. 270 shares have advanced as opposed to 1853 shares declining in trade. It is a sea of red. You talk about the broader markets, very, very sharp lower reactions that we are seeing there. The Nifty Bank also has lost the 1,000 odd points right there. So it's all across the benchmarks, the broader markets, the bank Nifty, and the sectoral indices. All sectoral indices are trading in the red with sharp cuts of over 1.5 to even 3.5% in some of the sectors like realty at this point in time. Talk about stocks. Of the Nifty 50, 50 stocks are in the red. There are no gains that you are seeing at this point in time. UPL, Tata Motors, IndusInd Bank, Tata Steel, ICICI Bank as the major losers on the Nifty pack as well. The crude oil prices have now topped $100 a barrel as well. Of course, with these emerging fresh escalation of the geopolitical tensions, India VIX, the volatility index has topped 30 with a rise of 23% and more right there coming in as well. That's how the setup looks like. Very, very sharp reactions coming in on the lower side right now. Most of the experts are still saying to wait and watch the situation, not get into buying these dips, as there could be further correction at this point in time if the war situation really escalates. And you're already hearing of troops entering several parts of Ukraine at this point in time by Russia. Let's talk about some specific India comments as well on the Russia Ukraine crisis. At the UNSC, India has said that the situation is in danger of spiraling into a major crisis. It may well undermine the peace and security of the region if not handled carefully. This is what India has said. India has also said that we believe in solution lies in sustained diplomatic dialogue. But for now, we are seeing things getting slightly out of hand at this point in time because there are reports of explosion coming in and very, very aggressive comments coming in from Vladimir Putin right there on this Russia Ukraine crisis. There is a state of emergency that Ukraine has already declared. As far as Indians staying in Ukraine are concerned, Air India flight has already evacuated about 180 odd people. The flight has landed in Delhi as of now. So some people have been evacuated from that place as well. Russia has been constantly saying that Ukrainian military should actually, give up and surrender at this point in time. It has been making comments that those from the troops who will surrender will be getting a safe passage. But that those are the kind of comments coming in and talking about clash being imminent, and that is what is being reflected on stock markets all across the globe. Let's now come to some of the statements that you've been hearing across the globe. Wall Street, I told you. Asian markets, I have already told you. The foreign institutional investors have been continuously on a selling spree. 3,400 crore rupees worth of shares also sold yesterday, some of it offset by the DIIs, which bought 3,000 odd crore rupees of shares in yesterday's trading action. US Secretary of State Blinken has now said that Russia will invade Ukraine before the night is over, and that's what exactly is happening at this point in time. The US and European Union have slapped some sanctions that makes it difficult for Russia to avail Western financing or access to markets as well. UN chief has told Putin to stop their troops from attacking Ukraine. And apart from this, there have been several other discouraging and condemning comments that you are seeing from world leaders all across on the actions of Russia at this point in time. But looks like Vladimir Putin and Russia is determined to go ahead with its actions, military actions against Ukraine. Another important statement that came in from Russia included the fact that they do not want to capture Ukraine. That's not what their aim is, but to demilitarize Ukraine is what its aim is as of now. Let's come back to some of the stocks. Although it doesn't make sense because the whole sea of red that you're seeing is absolutely a sharp reaction of what the stock markets are reflecting across the globe. And the spooked street actually indicates that, the war escalating is definitely something that is scaring the investors away from riskier assets. But there are some stocks that should be in news today, and you should keep an eye right there. Sun Pharmaceuticals, for example, the company will acquire anti-acne brand Alchemy for $90 million. So there's an M&A action happening right there. Vodafone Idea has reportedly come in talks with Bharti Airtel to sell a 5% stake in Indus Towers. The estimated value of the stake is about 3,300 crore rupees. Vedanta has said that it will declare a third interim dividend on March 2nd. So keep an eye out on that as well. Sanofi India, the final dividend of 181 rupees per share for the year ended December 2021 has been approved by the board of directors. In addition, the firm has also declared a special dividend of 309 rupees per share for the year. So all these news developments are positive as far as the specific stocks are concerned. But right now, everything is coming into the fear radar of the war like situation that we are seeing as of now. Overall, the stock markets have even slipped to the levels back seen in December 2021. Very, very sharp reactions coming in all across, be it stock markets and crude oil. And we'll keep getting you voices. Be it from markets, economists, and top analysts as to how they are looking into this situation. What could this mean for the medium term and short term for the stock markets and investors, and how should you be really strategizing your moves on your investments right now? Is it an opportunity to really buy some of those quality fundamental names, or is it best to stay away from the bloodbath that you are seeing across the globe? All of these comments will be up for you on Business Today, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with us. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and give a thumbs up if you like this video and information that I shared with you. Thanks a lot for joining in. For now.